Yo, what's up? I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And to my immediate left, I got my homeboys, Kingsley and Mel. What's good, fellas?
What's going on, yo?
What up, dog?
It's a wonderful day, and it's great to have co-hosts like y'all up in the studio. Those of y'all that are out there watching, those of y'all out there listening, welcome to Mioncore Productions Diverse Clarity. And we about to get this show started. How y'all feel? Huh?
Oh, man, I feel good.
Huh?
I feel good, man.
Yeah.
It was our Founders Day yesterday.
Well, congratulations. What's his name?
Man?
Whose name?
What's his name? Your founder?
Man, get out of here. Omega Sci-Fi.
No,
Attorney
no. There's an individual.
It's a group of them.
Yeah.
So okay, so
I'm not doing that. I'm not giving y'all all that information. I'm just going to tell you Omega Sci-Fi Attorney Incorporated.
Why would you not?
Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated.
So we not allowed to know that? Is that not a?
I mean, y'all can Google it.
I could have sworn that I saw somebody post and they gave a shout out to somebody and they put an @ for a specific person's name.
No, they all passed away. 1911.
I know I'm not crazy.
November 17th, 1911. That's when we were founded. So any founder that's still alive,
Who's the?
I need to see him.
I could have sworn. Matter of fact, I thought I might have saw it on John's.
He probably posted a founder.
Okay, but that's why I was asking.
He's not but the founder is not alive though.
But see, I wouldn't know when the fraternity started, so I wouldn't know the year, so I wouldn't know if the person would be alive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold up.
But I'm just saying, it was a good day yesterday.
Oh no, it was just
got together with the bros. We had dinner, chopped it up. You know, good time.
Okay, I stand corrected. It was just hashtags. I thought it was I just saw it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a name that was there. That's why I was like,
yeah. Shout out to John. That's John one of my bros. That's one of the bros too.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated.
Congratulations to y'all. How many years then?
Man,
I'm not good at public math.
Me neither. Don't ask me.
Oh, you a teacher, man. You supposed to know. You said 1911.
Let's say a long time.
110.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? 110?
It is.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are we about to look real bad?
1911, 2021, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
110.
See how we ain't good at public math?
We are. We just being silly.
Oh. But what's good with you, Kingsley? Did you find what you was looking for in the bushes?
Nah, man, I'm chilling, man. No KFC trips, you know.
No?
So, nah.
Y'all gotta watch the last two episodes.
You ain't getting none of that kernel? You ain't getting none of kernels?
Y'all gotta watch the last two episodes.
Man. Nah, just been chilling, man.
But what's the plan? I know we touched on this, but I want to know what the plan is now, because you didn't go this week. So
honestly, the plan is to just, like I said, let it flow, let it come. If I run into it again, I run into it. If I don't,
float.
That's not letting it flow.
But you know what? You said something about
that's not letting it flow. You can I don't even know what I said because it was off the top of the head. But
the wave or let it,
because you were saying like let it flow, and my thing is it's almost like what a religious person would say, right? When they talk about faith without or prayer without work is dead. Faith without work is dead, right? Yeah. So I mean, I didn't know, but you were saying like let it flow, and I'm like, well, fine, let it flow, but it don't mean that you can't do nothing to,
that's the thing. I don't know what to do. That's the thing.
What you mean you don't know what to do?
We don't know what school. I don't know what school. We assumed there was one school down the street.
You all right, man?
What?
He telling you. You telling me I'm all right? You all right, dog? Dog, you all right, man? You a player out here in these streets. No, what I'm saying is just if you go to KF, you hungry, you want some zingers or whatever, get you some chicken.
But you got to be strategic about it too. Like
if you have this cause, you need to float in that ocean with no navigation.
But if he has a goal, he got to be strategic about it. It can't just be all right, well, whenever I go, I just go. If I see, if I don't, I don't. And
so what would you do, dog?
I would do exactly what he said. I think honestly, that's probably, if he truly, truly wants to go back and try to find this person and you don't know anything about her, the only thing that you do know is she likes KFC.
Seek.
Possibly she likes it. Maybe she just went there once.
Yeah,
who knows? But that's what you do know. So act on that. If you saw her at KFC, And like you said, maybe show up around the same time on the same day of the week, and you know
that's the only thing.
Like, that's all you can do. Because anything else
is kind of borderline
stalkerish. I know we had jokes and stuff, but
clank, clank.
I can't do nothing else.
Clank, clank.
Because I mean, I used to do that growing up.
You used to be what?
Like I would do.
I used to be a stalker.
I used to be a creep.
No, I would do stuff like go at the same time, or you know, I was real good at finding people on the internet and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's just stupid shit, man.
No, so how was that stupid?
How was it stupid?
No,
people make money doing that. Yeah. How was that stupid? You can work for yourself.
It's stupid. It come off as stalkerish. Like what the hell? Like
I mean,
I just met you and I found you on social media, and I mean,
it depends. Okay, like if you if you met her and you had a vibe, and then you y'all vibe and you didn't shoot your shot, and you kind of felt like she was into you, you was into her, and you find her, that's different.
Bro, there's nothing. I was found like that a long time ago. I ain't gonna get in that story, but I was found like that one time ago.
Right.
So, and yeah, whatever. But yeah,
I mean, I guess being here and doing that, it won't come off as I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I ain't never did it before.
What I will say is this though, you most y'all in the same occupation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So odds are you probably know some of the same people. And you got to remember that being that, you know, the ethnic background of that person, they most likely are a rare breed in this area, right? So you've already knocked it down. Like we're already a small percentage of people that are here. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So you probably know some, like, come on, like if somebody came in and was like, oh, the black firefighter, the fire chief, you know, the black guy from the US. Okay. There's not many of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And sort of like a 6 degrees of separation type of thing. Where everybody,
all right. Well, here you go with this.
Okay. Well.
What?
Okay.
You always here you go.
Okay. Well. All right.
You are here with this whole tap stuff.
Just like that. Just like that. Yeah. Nah. So, but I'm just saying. But all I'm saying is like the pool is extremely small.
Right.
Right. And it should be easy to deduce the people within and figure out who's what and whatever.
It's definitely gonna take me to just be out there, get out there and go places and stuff like that. Probably run into her, but
just stand around the school and hitchhike.
Oh boy, no. Because we don't even I don't even know what we I assume, I keep saying I ain't in this. I assume that it was the school down the street, but it may not even be that.
It's not. I mean, I doubt it. What?
Oh, pessimist.
I
doubt it. I doubt it was a school that was near where you live.
What I'm saying
it's not gonna be that easy.
If you get hungry and you want some kernels, then go to Kernel. You know what I'm saying?
I can do that.
But it's a lot of fish out there, dog. You single.
But he don't want to be single for long.
This is what I'm saying. You got a lot of options out here in these streets.
The idea is,
options don't want me.
But look, the idea. You got something. But look, the idea is what ultimately what you want to do. Become a married man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so answer me this. Do y'all think that marriage is a dead topic? That nobody's doing? Because the numbers are less these
decreasing.
Days. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's
so
doing it.
people getting married now. So do y'all
and divorce rate is increasing too.
Well, because they want to join the people that ain't getting married.
Yeah. But it's weird, man, because when you talk to people that are single, they be always looking for somebody to get married to. And then when you talk so it's like
they just didn't want who they had.
They didn't want who they had. But
it's
tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Marriage ain't easy, man. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that marriage is dead?
Marriage is dead.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that. Come on.
It is.
Pessimistic, brother.
No, as much as I want to get married, I want to be married, for the sake of having a family, extending my legacy.
Right.
We're in a generation now where that stuff they're not on that marriage stuff right now, man.
Why you think it's like that?
I don't think they know how to be married. A lot of people grew up single and they may not know how to be married.
And they have, single parent household. They grew up in single parent, so they've never seen that.
Or dysfunctional households.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. So you saying you feel the marriage is dead?
I feel marriage is dead.
And you feel?
No, I feel like marriage is good. Like it ain't dead. I just think it's not It is decreasing,
right?
But I don't think it's dead. I think it's decreasing in a sense of people don't really have an example on what it means or how to be married, and people go into these relationships thinking it's supposed to be like your homeboy or your homegirl.
Or what they see on TV.
Or what they see on TV.
Yeah.
And that ain't how it goes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's
so
scary, man.
But so they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So any sign of trouble, like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? We always have, they don't have no stand power. They don't know how to steadfast in the midst of a storm. You got two people who grew up differently. Just think about how many times that you get into it with your brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? If you have a brother and sister.
I don't have any siblings.
Oh yeah, you don't know that.
But I got plenty of cousins.
Okay, so how many times have you and your cousins got into it?
Yeah, me and my cousin used to live together at my grandparents' house.
Right.
My cousin Lamar. So like, yeah, we always got into it.
So I live with, I had a brother. Me and my cousin lived together. It's like a cousin brother, and we always got into it. You know what I'm saying? And I can't denounce them. I can't get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? You accept their flaws. You learn how to operate together, and you're gonna have spits and spats. The marriage is similar.
So what we need then? What do we need to put into place so that people have a better idea of marriage and the sanctity of marriage is respected and people stay together hopefully and we bring back that old tradition? What do y'all think we need?
That's a tough question because I can't think of anything you can bring to this generation now to make them see the benefit or just see the value of marriage, to see anything about marriage. I mean, a lot of people are triggered, man.
Triggered. What do you mean by triggered?
Triggered from maybe something in their past. They probably saw like a parent get abused or, a father or mother of their child tripping. And they're like, man, they probably think everybody's like that.
Or just afraid.
But it's
just afraid, yeah.
I mean, it surprises me though to hear you say that, right? Because like, okay, being an educator. What's the correct term? Educator, teacher? I don't know.
Yeah, you can say educator.
Educator?
Yeah, that's better.
What happened with teacher? He's
still a teacher, but it's more of an educator.
But educator is more.
It's the profession. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I even heard that like when I came out here, because like back in the day they used to call them stewardess, and then you hear flight attendant, and you come out here and they're like, no, it's cabin crew.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to offend nobody.
It's
like,
the politically correct way to say certain careers now. Like,
so educator is a politically correct.
No, I think it's just a general, because I'm an educator, even though I might be a principal or whatever, I'm still an educator.
Right.
And just like he's an educator, regardless if he's a teacher or whatever. That's just the whole profession as a whole. That's the profession as a whole. The title.
I just want to make sure I got.
But both is fine.
Yeah. All right. So, but being an educator, right, and then also being somebody that wants to get married, right, and you believe in the sanctity of marriage, right? You feel that should go. So when you say it's like it's difficult, but I think you as a person who wants those things, you obviously see the beauty in marriage, right? So being an educator, I would think that maybe your response will be something along the lines of like, we need to educate them on this. Like, how do we get that message to the youth? So they can, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because like, if you feel like it's dead, what are and you want to be married, what are some of the pitfalls that you see will happen once you get married? And like, what are you doing to kind of navigate through that, Right.
Even if it's just for yourself. We ain't talking about obviously going out there and educating the whole public, but even just for yourself, like what is it that you feel can be done or are you doing, right?
Oh man, I got a lot of work to do, man.
Why you say that?
I got a lot of work to do, man. I'm just I've never had an example of a good solid
marriage.
Yeah.
So
I really don't know. I'm really going into this thing blindly. As much as I want to, I'm going into it blindly. But I'm ready for the challenge. Like I'm really, I'm willing to just really do this thing. I don't want to get divorced. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think it'll just be enough for me. I'm looking at it as another level to where I'm in my life. I've been kind of doing the dating thing. I'm in my career. I'm living overseas.
Why? I mean, some people some people not get married. They just want to, coexist together for years, forever.
Well, you blame that on the states allowing people
lifetime partners.
Yeah, blame it on the states allowing people to do that. Because I know in Florida you can file domestic partnership. That's what it's called, domestic partnership. You literally go to the court, sign the paper, you have domestic partners.
Well, Florida's behind because for many, 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 many years, when it comes to the states, there's it's common law marriage.
So
you don't have to file any paperwork. I think it's like 8 years or something like that. In a lot
depends.
Of places.
Some places, some is 5.
Fluctuates. Yeah, it fluctuates. Yeah. But I don't know what the exact laws are today in 2021. But I do know that there's a such thing as common law marriage, and the duration can vary from state to state, and depending on whatever. Like I assume they look at like your records, like your housing, like showing that your address is the same shared address, and obviously you're in a relationship, and things can happen, right? Things can happen, and then it's like, oh well, it's a common law marriage. And I don't know where that came from. That's got to be like some old school, whatever. But
colonial times type.
So so Florida, I don't know why they got people going to do paperwork for that.
I don't know, man.
You might just sign the other paper. It says you married. It's the same thing. It's just paperwork. Shit, it don't make no difference. What slip you want? No, give me that common law one.
This generation is. I don't think people on that, man. I really don't think this generation is really on that marriage.
Well, nowadays, a lot of the people that are getting married, I mean, the ones that are in the public eye, you hear them talking about prenuptial agreements. Do you think that that's something that would make people feel better about getting married? You know what I mean?
Like, do you think? But do you think marriage is dead or alive, or what you think?
For me, it's not dead.
Okay,
but do I think it's dead? Yes. I think that times are changing.
Okay.
I think that times are changing, and I think that there are too many things related to marriage where it makes it okay. So we talk about the sanctity of marriage, right? And true love and being with somebody that you actually care about and want to spend your life with. But then on the other side of it, even learning about marriage as a young man, I'm like, why is it a contract? Why y'all gotta go and do this? Why is it legally binding? Why is love legally binding? So I always felt like it was more like a business, so that alone for me makes me feel like ugh.
But that's what a lot of people looking at it as now, like a business.
It is.
Well,
certain aspects of it is.
But the part of that is that the part that makes sense is right. Like I feel it makes sense to me when we're talking about somebody that maybe had a business before they got married, and we're taking into consideration them having that business, and let's say they're having employees, right? So you have an obligation as an owner, as a CEO, as a founder to your employees for your business. Just because you went out there and fell in love, not saying it like it's something, small, but just because you went out there and fell in love, now if that falling in love turns into you falling out of love, now you're losing half or more. People's jobs may be at stake. There's a lot of responsibility associated with that. So when it comes to that aspect, I'm fine with the business mindset of it. But just talking about two people coming together that don't have anything and having it be so like the legal ramifications behind it. And I'm not talking about people skipping out on responsibility like children and things like that. Right. No, I'm just saying, but like the point where it's just made like this business agreement between two people that's supposed to be madly in love, that right there is a turnoff for me, So, but do I think marriage is dead? For me personally, no.
Okay.
But the idea of it, yeah, man, I think there's too much. And then it's like so many things are in place now where you can physically be with the person that you love for the rest of your life, and you technically don't need to get married. Now, some people, and I'll count myself in this, some people look at the idea of marriage and the meaning behind a ring and the marriage certificate, where it's just like, that's just something to just show. We as human beings have gone in and we've established this. People look for certificates for degrees. People look for certificates for technical vocational training. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a driver's license. There's all these different things that show your status and your approval. And marriage has just been added to that list over the years. Like you have to have that marriage certificate because this thing shows that y'all are together.
Yeah, but I also think like when you think about, back in the day, and let's say a guy started from the ground up. He had a woman. She's taking care of the kids, and he built something. Then he finds something younger, be like, I'm out. And then the woman, the stay-at-home wife, like, nah, you got to take care of me. I ain't wasn't married to you. You know what I'm saying? So it probably was, that's why it's probably there for protection. You know what I'm saying?
It was because women didn't have all the rights that men had.
Correct.
So that was why it was put into play.
Right.
But
it should evolve is what you're trying to say.
I was just about to say, yes. So
ain't that alimony?
alimony. No.
It became alimony, but in the beginning, I don't think it was.
Okay,
so it just kind of stayed. You know, like some laws just stayed, and it hasn't progressed at all.
Right.
But I don't know. To me, I think part of marriage, you definitely you got the love piece, but you also have a business piece in your marriage. And so
I don't like that.
The way you operate, the way you have to operate as far as scheduling, especially when you have kids in a mix, scheduling, what else, bills and stuff like that. That's a business portion. So how do you have to take the emotion out of it. You have to take the emotion out and focus on it. Focus on it with a business aspect, because you all are moving towards a certain lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So making sure the bills are paid, making sure you don't have no debt, making sure you have investments, making sure you're putting up for retirement. That's a business aspect.
So maybe that's why this generation doesn't really, in my opinion, don't have that knowledge of marriage or have that desire for marriage, because they don't know the business side of it. Maybe
it's just selfish and stingy. No, I just play.
I mean, I want it all.
Remember, what's the thing they say now? It's all about getting that bag. You know, they want to make sure that.
But that goes from, I think it comes from their, like you were saying, like you have a lot of people grew up with single parent households, and some people just grew up with mom. Some people grew up just with dad. And so you need both to balance. You know what I'm saying? You can get the balance outside, but naturally you're supposed to have it for a balance. So your dad teaches you, you know, how to be more serious, more strategic in the things, and your mom pull in the emotion. And so you kind of balance your emotions and you balance the logic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that's what it's supposed to be. But you might have kids or whatever that have a little bit more than like a guy might have more sensitivity than logic because he grew up with moms, or vice versa. A girl may have more logic than sensitivity because she grew up with dad. And so that doesn't make it right or wrong, but it also, you need to understand what marriage is. You need to understand the role of a man and the role of a woman,
right,
in order to kind of balance it out. And so, and like, it's funny for me and my wife because like my parents were divorced. And then she didn't really have no parents, you know what I'm saying? And so now we come together, married, and try to figure this thing out. And it's like, where the hell do we go? You know what I'm saying? And so we literally you have to literally start with, I don't know shit. And I need to find the knowledge in order to make this marriage function. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think when people get married, they get married in this honeymoon stage. And they don't realize that shit runs out. You know what I'm saying? You got two people who grew up in two different households. And so what's normal for you may not be normal for that person. You know what I'm saying? Like if you grew up in a single parent household, you took out the trash, you washed dishes, right? But what if somebody that you dating grew up in a single parent household, but they ain't never take that stuff out? And so they, you know what I'm saying? Well, you like, oh, you share the responsibility. They like, nah, that's all yours.
See, we did this to ourselves. Look, let me play the devil's advocate on this, right?
Go ahead.
Like, we did this to ourselves because I think we as the human race, us as society, we've come in and we've put these labels saying things like, you got to get married. This is what marriage looks like. Right. This is what a healthy household looks like. The father has to be around, or the mother has to be around, and them together in this relationship, in this marriage, is going to produce children, you know, hopefully that are, you know, being better than their parents were and whatnot. But the facts are that doesn't have to be.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be. My dad was nowhere around, but I had 8 uncles and 3 aunts that loved me to no end. I had cousins that were older than me that showed me the ropes. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Male and female. I had a grandmother and a grandfather that loved me to death. So it takes a village. Yeah, and I don't care who gets married, man, woman, man that used to be a woman marrying a man that used to be a man. Like none of that matters as long as that child or those children are growing up in a household where they are loved for, cared for, taught right from wrong, respect, and everything along those lines.
Right.
But if somebody came in today, like, we only put value in what we know and what we've been taught, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know if when y'all was kids, y'all used to collect like football cards, baseball cards, or whatever.
My brother did, yeah.
Okay, I used to collect them, right? But who says what the value is on a Bo Jackson rookie card? Who says what the value is on a Michael Jackson rookie card?
Right.
Somebody has come in and said, oh, that is valuable because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? So if somebody came in and said, marriage isn't that important, just make sure that you surround that child, or you're in a relationship with somebody that, facilitates a home that is this way, and this is the way that the life is going to be, and that the children are educated and this, that can be effective as well, because that's actually what's happening.
Right. Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying like that it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the end of be all. But I'm saying like when we talking about marriage and if it's dead and why marriage is supposed to be there, but it's very difficult to produce something that you haven't seen.
No, but I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying when I say like I do believe that marriage is dead.
Yeah.
The examples that I'm giving is because I'm saying 50% of marriages fail. Right? That's kind of the numbers, give or take, right? So 50% of marriages fail. So 50% of the people are starting to realize this is what we have to do to compensate because these marriages weren't working out. Right. You see what I'm saying? So this philosophy of needing to be married and the marriage needing to work, that is dying because 50% of the people are having to compensate it in other ways. Right. Your uncle is like your father. Your auntie is like your mother. Your grandmother is like your mother. You get what I'm saying? So like that is now the norm.
Yeah, but I don't know. This becomes it's the norm, but I feel like the norm of being 50% being single or whatever, it's a reason why they're single. It's not the simple fact that like you have to look at the other factors. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not disputing that. Right. Obviously there's a reason. Right. But what I'm saying is I believe that the reason that marriage is dying is because when we're talking 50%, that's a lot. Right. Right? So that is making maybe. But that's because it is making it the norm. Because there's so many people that are going through it. You know? So I think
because a lot of people going through divorces. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So we're having to do that. We're having to put ourselves in a position as adults and as children and deal with the fact that there's a broken family.
Yeah. But I think there's a broken family because like we were saying earlier, there's people that lack the knowledge needed in order to what it means to be in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So being in a marriage, it requires selflessness. You know what I'm saying? Not being selfish, not always thinking your way is the right way. Patience, you know what I'm saying? Like those things that you need in order to be in a marriage. And like we were talking about, emotionally available. Like there's certain aspects in a marriage that you're supposed to have. And a lot of us come to these marriages with our own insecurities, our own flaws, and we don't want to deal with it. We have old folks, you see an old person, they stuck in their ways. How the hell are you stuck in your ways in your 20s? You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to consistently grow and evolve. And so when you tell somebody.
Not necessarily.
I mean, you don't have to.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what I'm saying. So that's what's happening. So you look at the other factors, like what other factors are playing into why marriages are failing. And so you don't have examples. You know what I'm saying? You have a desire, but you don't have the knowledge to. And we don't just think about like raising kids. How many of you all actually heard somebody in your family tell you, man, you need to take a class on how to raise kids? You just did what your mom and daddy did, and you just do some things. You say, I ain't doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's never like we never grab, but look at develop the knowledge. We don't read. We don't go to seminars. We just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna be parenting.
Let me ask you this then. Based on the climate right now, when it comes to those that are married, those that are not married, asking both of y'all, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think it's going to be easier to change that 50% plus of people? We're talking mothers, fathers, and children, right? You think it's going to be easier to change them to going back to the idea of marriage and performing in a way and doing these things that you said, going for counseling, seeking therapists, reading books, going to seminars? Do you think it's going to be easier to make them go and do that? Or are we going to see more people follow along the path of that 50% plus, and it's going to knock up to 60, maybe 65 or 70 as the years go? You see what I'm saying? But this is why I say marriage is dying, because it's way more difficult to get people to make a change for improvement when it's going to require more work versus they suffer with what the current is, and then they change and deal with it.
I don't know. I think podcasts and putting the knowledge out there, it'll help it grow. I don't know any single parent that's telling their kids don't ever get married. They want it, but
they're not. But there's a lot of people not getting married.
But what I'm saying is,
I think they have that desire.
They have the desire to be married. Everybody, like, they have the desire to marry, and they have the desire for their kids to be married as well. They just don't know where to go to get the knowledge in order to be married. And so we're teaching, like, you think about some of the things that were said when you were younger that actually perpetuate like non-marriage behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's just, people speak from their own perspective, from their own thinking. And so when you think of what I'm telling, like, somebody always say, oh, you got to keep an account. Like, you always keep some money on the side. You don't know, he may leave. Like, that's not marriage behavior. That's you setting yourself up to be divorced. You know what I'm saying?
You're making my point for me. You're speaking knowledge to problem right now.
Right. But what I'm saying,
that's what it is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what it is, because it's still going that way.
But they want them to get married. But I'm saying is, because they want them to get married,
right?
Married people don't really talk about their marriage. We are taught not to talk about your marriage out in public, like the troubles that you go through and how do you get through them. And so as podcasts are growing and people are being more open, I think that will make the shift, because now okay, oh shit, Mel and Heather, they had some issues. Shit, they got through them. And how did they get through them? Or John and Kanika, man, they had a tough time. They went through a dip and then they came up. Like, those are the things that you constantly, people are speaking, like, okay, how do you get through some troubled times? How do you have a functioning marriage? Because what we go through is trying to figure it out. And once we figure it out, it's a smooth sail.
I don't think they're trying to be analytical like that. I think they get analytical like that as they get older.
Right.
But right now, that younger generation and maybe early 30s,
mid 20s,
mid 20s. They definitely not thinking about marriage. They definitely not even trying to get on that point right now.
I mean, who thinking about marriage at 20 though? Like, a lot of us wasn't thinking about marriage at 20, and they not now.
No, they are. But to what you said, right? When you were talking, and I agree with this, but then there's a counter to that like, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Right. So I agree. Podcasts, different talk shows, things like that, where they have therapists involved. They have people talking about relationships and how to work through conflict and things of this nature, right?
Right.
But at the same time,
there you go.
At the same time, we got people like, what did I just see? The baby and what's her name? Danny Lane.
Yeah, Danny Lane.
So the baby in the background on social media. Right. They getting ready to get into. I don't remember all the details. They get ready to get into it. He's recording it because they've been through this before. Right. He don't want anything to come his way. She's got now, I think, 2 cases, 2 charges against her or something like.
Right.
Allegedly, right? I don't, whatever. But there's something. But this is what's in the public as well. Right. So yeah, you're right. There's probably a podcast or 50 of them out there that are talking about these things. But at the same time, we got something else that's countering that.
Oh, but that's everything in the world.
Right. But
everything in the counter.
But these
are focusing on that.
Look, the people that are getting older ain't going to be able to get married and keep having kids. It's the young people that are going through what we're talking about.
Right.
And these are the ones that are going to be leading the way as we go forward. Right. And it's the young ones that are out there doing stupid stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, there are people talking about their relationships, but they're doing it on social media. And they're doing it on social media in a way where they're showing it and they acting a damn fool.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the young people that's going to be having kids and going to be getting married and leading the way. When they in their 50s, they're not having too many kids. So it kind of really don't matter what they say as they get older and die, just to make it just point blank. That's what it is. So they're not going to have that much of an influence, because what's that 25-year-old and that 30-year-old going to say to that 55-year-old? Oh, Gramps, get out of here. Come on, Gramps. And this is what they're going to hear.
Yeah, but you definitely, I agree with that. But then you also, there has to be a generation where, like, you know what I'm saying, when any transition in life, you got to have a mentor. You got to have somebody that supports you, right?
I agree.
And so it's the older generation who see stuff on social media and mentor or seek that person and say, hey, come on, let me help you. I know you're having a tough time. Shit, we all have. And then they mentor through it. It takes that. You know what I'm saying? When you say it takes a village to raise a kid, it takes a village to get through marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like marriage is a bad thing, but what I'm saying is it's two people with two different perspectives and trying to agree to one. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a difficulty in itself. You know what I'm saying? You come from two different households, two totally different upbringing. And so the way you view things is only your way. And so you have to let go of that selfish way and to agree upon this is our way. That's why it becomes our life, our family. You know what I'm saying? And when you only try to hang on to your own perspective, it becomes yours. And when you have a your in a marriage, it won't work. And so a lot of people don't want to let go of their own ways. Well, this is how I do it. I agree. That is how you do it. This is how I do it. But let's agree upon how we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't hear that. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's gonna take a village. You're gonna need a podcast. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need mentors. You're gonna need places where you can go. And you gotta have it on social media as well, because this is a social media generation. And so you gotta have everything that is available to them to actually seek it. It's nothing to go out there and see foolishness. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the saying, only look out for babies and fools. But you you still gotta have it out there where they can actually seek it, where they actually can find it, where they actually can fall into it. That's why hashtags are important in social media. You can hashtag that.
Yeah, but hashtags ain't that important no more.
But I'm saying the
algorithms have changed.
The algorithms have changed. But what I'm saying is like that to actually for the searching of and figuring out like, okay, what do I need? Because people get ready to get, like, when the younger generation, when they get ready to get married, they are actually actually conscious enough to say, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Or they conscious enough to say, I'm ready to get married, but I need to figure it out.
I don't think they'll ever say that.
No. I believe it. But what's going to happen is it's going to shift, right? Like, we have who we are now and what we think. And you got the young kids right now, the 25, 30, whatever. They're doing it this way. The ones coming behind, because you always see the one before you do something a certain way.
Right.
Now, I'm hoping, I don't know, I ain't been around a long time like that, but I'm hoping that the ones coming, the 5 and 6 and 10-year-olds, as they get older, they may bring it back. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You don't think so?
Because
come on, Pessy.
Because their parents are the 25-year-olds, but they're not seeing that.
But there's plenty of people who saw their parents do bad or do wrong, and they have the mentality of I'm not going to be like,
I don't know what kid. It's a majority of the kids don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, when their parents do something wrong or if their parents not living a life that they have in their mind, they're like, I'm gonna do opposite. You know what I'm saying? Think about how you was raised. You like, I'm gonna do some things different. You know what I'm saying? That's just every kid. You are supposed to do something different. Right. Your parents are raising you to be thought-provoking, for you to take chances and be risk takers. That's what your parents are doing. And so when they see things, they learn and they go out here in this world, they are getting a different perspective. Just like when you see a kid grow up in the church and then they get away from the house, they don't go to church for the first couple of months or years. You know what I'm saying? They be like, I ain't doing that. I ain't got to get up.
2 decades.
Yeah. 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it took me. I was mad when I got to. I was like, but I ain't going there. I ain't getting up on that Sunday morning.
Church again.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But if it was your routine growing up, you gonna automatically go back to it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
but I think the thing that is missing here is we got to remember that generation that I'm talking about, those 9 and 10 and 12 and 13-year-olds, they have a very open mind. Yeah. Right. So when you look at things like, God, I hope I don't get this wrong, the LGBTQIA plus community, is that right?
Yeah.
Did that thing.
I'm Busta Rhymes in this one.
When I have to say it, I'm just point to you. When I gotta say it, I'm gonna point to you because I do not want to get that wrong.
Hey, you gotta let me know before the show. Be like,
I will.
I'm gonna point you at least twice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hit it.
Do an exercise with the mouth. I'm ready.
Hit it.
But you know what I'm saying? But like the thing is, they have a very open mind, right? The way that they see things are completely different than what some of the people in our generation and the generation right behind us. Right. So disproving what you're talking about, and not saying that you're wrong, but it's exactly what Mel is saying. Like it's not about the parents even, right? They're looking at societal norms or societal differences, and they're like, that's not right that you're doing that to that person because they like somebody that has the same anatomy as them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they're making those changes as they come up. Right. They're gonna be presidents, man. They're gonna be presidents, and we're gonna be seeing them, and it's going to change.
With that example, you don't think it's coming from a point of hate where it's just like, don't hate someone because they're different than you, versus I seen my mother, my father being a single parent, so I'm not going to...
No, you miss... Well, what I'm saying is, for them, respecting a human being, regardless if it's a man that likes a woman, or a woman that likes a woman, or a man that likes a man, or a transsexual person that likes a woman, whatever it is, this is the norm. Do you see what I'm saying? For us, and the generation that's right behind us, getting divorced on a whim is the norm. You see what I mean? These are societal changes. They're viewing it differently, those that are coming behind us. And that is one of those things that I think will become a part of it. Yeah, you see what I mean?
They're going to change it.
And guess what's going to happen? That thing that I was talking about in the beginning, where it doesn't matter if you got two daddies, as long as that family is caring for that child or those children in that family, it's going to become the norm. Yeah, it's not the traditional sense of a marriage is not going to be there, but the wholesomeness of the marriage hopefully will. Right, you feel me? So
but you also got that way it's going to change. You think about like when you growing up, your parents may not have been. You might not have seen a parent marriage in your household, but it was. You also didn't see it often in your community. You know what I'm saying? And so nowadays, you're starting to see more. Even though they might be single moms or single dads or whatever, they're hanging around married people, or they have some type of married example, whether it be a coach and his wife married, whether it be, mom's best friend or dad's a homeboy. Like they see marriages, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's changing as well. And so you just expose kids to different things, and they gotta make the choice. You know what I'm saying? Like if you show, like if a kid, all they know is fight and flight, and then you show them, okay, you can communicate and you can talk your way out of stuff. And they're gonna be like, and at first it's gonna be difficult because they're gonna not naturally, they have a fight and flight attitude. But when they actually be like, oh, I can use my words and I ain't gotta fight, and I can walk away, they'll start choosing that. You know what I'm saying? And so you just got to give them that exposure to different things. And that's why I say, like, you got to put it out there for kids to see. It was very rare for us to see marriage, except for we have like the Cosbys and, different things that was on TV. And so now you have, is this reality TV where marriages are really real. And
not really real. They're dysfunctional.
Yeah. And so, people don't want that neither. Like you have the positive, the dysfunctional, and then the non. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we grew up watching the Cosbys and all this stuff.
Dick Van Dyke, Patty Duke. Y'all, I'm just saying, but those are things when our parents were kids. So it didn't just start with them. So you got things like the Addams. I mean, even though there was the Addams family, but it was still about a family. Right. You know what I mean? So like Addams family, the Brady Bunch, the Jackson 5 had the cartoon. Yeah. Everything was family oriented, right?
So is our generation family oriented? But a lot. Yeah. Is our generation family oriented? After watching that,
what do you see? What do you see that displays family? The housewives of Orange County, hip hop, New York, whatever. The
Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
That's what I'm saying. It promotes a level of
what's the one with the honey boo boo and the duck people?
Yeah, I'm not a big TV person like that.
I'm just saying, but like these are all reality shows where it shows dysfunction
and
in the
singleness.
home.
It shows the coolness of being single, living your life, not being tied to somebody.
Yeah.
And just being free.
Nah, because
so you think that's what they on?
I think that's what they on.
There's a lot of relationship shows that are out. Fair, like
a lot of them are dating relationship shows, like
90 Day Fiance. There's a whole series. There's 90 Day Fiance. There's 90 Day
Married at First Sight.
Before the 90 days, after the 90 days, the honeymoon, pillow talk, the other way. All these are 90 Day Fiance related shows. This is all about people getting married and they're flying to other countries. I just saw another one. I don't even, but there's a mini Married at First Sight. You said it too. So it's like, yeah. So, I mean, he said it. I heard him say it when I was, but it's like, but there's so many. So I think right now we as a society are refinding ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think you were right when you was talking about it's going to evolve. So marriage may not look traditional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it might be marriage, but it will not be traditional.
Like
and it's,
you know what I'm saying?
They're going to have like the polyamorous relationship.
Right.
Hey, this is, and that's something that's very big among the young people, not being tied
to one
person. So
there's enough love to share.
Right.
I love everybody. Everybody loves me.
How you feel about that?
I've wanted to do it once.
Really?
Yeah. I was in a relationship and I wanted to do the polyamorous thing.
Okay, but to what degree? So like for clarity, right? For those listening, I want to make sure I get this right. We obviously know that monogamy is being with one person, right? Period. There's nothing else. And then you have polygamy where a person is generally married to one person and could be married to other people. Mm-hmm. But then there's the polyamorous lifestyle, and that can vary, but it could be multiple people involved in one relationship. It could be one person that's dating somebody, but that person that they're dating is also dating somebody else. Maybe they're all involved together, maybe they're not. So like there's a whole genre of pimping. So what area of that were you? I mean, I'm not giving all of them, but like what area? Were you?
I was kind of leaning towards the whole open relationship thing, just kind of
just being a pimp. I was just playing. Go ahead.
I was like, have my money. Sleet and snow.
Make me comb your head, girl.
Not half, but all my cash.
Go ahead.
Give me that reference when we done.
Dolomite.
But yeah, I wanted to do the whole open relationship thing. I just wanted to, have
get out there and get dirty.
Nah, man. Honestly, man, it wasn't even about sex.
What's your phone number?
It wasn't even about sex.
What was it about?
This is gonna sound stupid, but it was about really just y'all gonna be like, this nigga simping. I wanted to just show women that they can be treated, by a nice guy, just kind of taking them out, doing nice things for them.
Oh, you had that cape on. You was out here with that cape, dog. I can save all your hoes. I'm a rest haven for bitches.
They wouldn't have been hoes. They would have been simple women who's been shitted on, and I just want to come.
Yeah.
Pick up your raincoat, bitch. What's that? You want a zinger box from KFC?
You better get out there and work. You on the right track, but on the wrong road, baby. Get in.
Daddy gonna put you on the stroll. You need a new car, you gonna save up, get one. What?
Oh, that's what's up, though. So you wanted to come in and just show like a bunch of women how to be treated.
Yeah, that was my whole idea of going into.
And then what you gonna do? Write a book? How to treat a woman?
I'm on my cool J. I don't know.
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
I don't know. I was just on that, man. I really was on just
saving bitches.
Nah, I won't say that. But just really doing nice.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Is that should I say her? No, let's quit playing though. Before they feel like we just. Yeah. I ain't never heard that before, dog. Straight up. Like I ain't never heard.
He just want to spread love, pimping. He just want to spread love.
It's enough love for everybody. It really wasn't about sex though, for real. It was just really about just that. But I'm not on that anymore, man.
Oh, you don't want to save him?
Why
not? Why not? What changed?
I fell in love and was like, I don't want to share this. I don't want to share her. I don't want to do none of that.
What if you could give love in a
two-way street?
In a in an equal fashion, right? You have 2 women or 3 women, and you're able to. Let me clarify. You can't love somebody the same. I think that's impossible, right? But I think that there could be love in a certain way for one, love in a certain way for another, and you do your best to make everybody feel loved and appreciated. If you were in that kind of relationship, right? Why couldn't that be done? Like if you were in that mindset before, because for you to think that you could give the same love to 2 different people, I don't think that's possible.
Everybody
right?
requires something different,
right?
Like the love languages.
Yeah, it could be done. I mean, no. I felt like it could have been done back then, but now I don't know.
You don't have enough love.
What's changed about you? Because the process hasn't changed. The ability to do it is still there. But like, what's changed about you to make you think a few years ago you could give love to 2 or whatever, but then now, no.
I don't think I really. This is gonna sound so fucked up. I don't think I really loved the one I was with at the time. So my eyes was continually wondering and wanting to be.
Is that what I mean? Do you equate wandering eyes with not loving somebody?
No.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I wanted to do the open relationship thing.
I would equate that to not loving them the way they deserve to be loved, or the way that they're probably expecting to be loved. Yeah. Because I knew I wouldn't want to be with somebody and they out there looking for somebody else,
right?
Because they don't feel some kind of way about me.
Right.
That's an awful feeling. Mm-hmm. So I think that. I mean, I'm not trying to project on you, but I'm just. I don't know.
So what changed was, met the last girl I was with, and I just fell in love. And was just like, you know what? I want to lock her down, and I fell in love with her more than the one I wanted to do the open relationship
with.
Okay,
yeah, well that didn't work out. So now
you are the prototype.
Yeah, so now you're back.
Go ahead.
And I want to get next to you. So beautiful and pure.
Y'all crazy, man.
But I'm saying, so now it's a clean slate, right?
Right.
You have scars on your forehead. You have scars on your chest,
knees.
You know what I'm saying? So your eyes were a little blurry at one point. Your lips was chapped and dry. Now you've recovered. You've got petroleum on your lips. You're lotioning every day. You know what I'm saying? You spending time in the sun. You getting, what is it? Vitamin D in the sun? Vitamin D?
Yeah.
You're getting your vitamin D. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Getting your hair twisted.
Right.
You on the regular.
Making sure your hair is luxurious.
Yeah, I mean.
This is luxurious, bitch.
Nah, I'm still on that. One woman, one
woman,
one cry?
Yeah.
You said one woman, one man. He didn't catch that.
That's what's up, man.
That's what you're on?
That's what I'm on right now, yeah.
No, he retarded. But yeah, one woman. You on your David Hollister thing.
You might want to check with him and see what he just said.
I heard what he said about. He didn't say
I wasn't talking like that. He just took it. I'll be trying to slide some in. You gotta watch out, man. I just said one woman, one man, like one woman and one man together as one.
Wait.
Huh?
He was thinking I was saying you want one woman and one man. I was like, that's not what I said.
Hey man, look, polyamorous. Like maybe that's
shots fired.
Nah, I ain't must catch that. Nah.
I wasn't saying that. I was talking about that. I wasn't talking about. We were on the same page, dog.
So what about you? Could you have ever done that in your life? Because we know you're married. And
like have them all? Yeah. Nah, man, I couldn't. I was never on that. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like I had my good time. You know what I'm saying? When I was single, did my thing, but I'm selfish, dog. When it comes to like I don't like sharing, man. I don't really like sharing. Like I can share food, I can share, some clothes.
I can share some KFC.
I can share some popcorn chicken, but I ain't sharing my woman, dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, and I don't want to share myself either. I feel like, you got enough. Like I want to give everything I got to my woman, and then the other part that I want to spend and give it to myself. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to love on myself. I love myself. But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have to divide my time juggling 2 women. You know what I'm saying? So if my woman want to go out on Thursday, we gonna go out on Thursday. I can't say, nah, I'm out with with Keisha on Thursday. You catch me
What if she
next
hits
week.
you with it? What if she comes to you and says,
That's just not what I want.
But that's that's different though, right? And as men, I think that's more like the ego talking, right? No disrespect, just saying. Like,
right.
Because we always thinking that, like, for example, right? If I told you I know a guy that lives down the hall, and that guy got 3 wives,
right?
What's the thought process behind that?
He busy.
He getting it in.
Yeah.
He got 3 women, right? And he getting it in with them, right? That's usually the thought process.
Nah, I wasn't even thinking like, I was just like, he busy.
I don't even. I mean,
he ain't got no time,
right? But just saying. So like, but remember how we was talking about like the families, and the children, right? And we talking about it takes a village,
right?
Some people, they look at such a relationship like it's not about losing some of you or sharing some of you and losing something because you shared that, but looking at it more like this is a family or a unit of people working together to make everybody's lives easier and sharing love amongst themselves.
Right.
So like, what's the whole thing about when it comes to like energy? Like it's never lost. It's just transferred. Right. Yeah. The same thing with love. People don't realize that, but it's the same thing with love.
I don't know, man. I think you can get it in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily. I agree.
You can. But I'm just saying for the people that are choosing that way.
Oh, that's their thing.
This is a way that they get it. And for those that are listening that might be involved in that or might be thinking about that, I guess I want to say it from like both sides. Like, I get what you're saying, but we wouldn't want to say something here or any platform that's public, right? To make somebody think, oh, if they were to choose to go such a way, they're going to be missing out. They're not gonna receive all the love that they could possibly get because there is a sharing element that's there. Right. Because the sharing element, it's like, the nutrition in the plant, right? So you make sure you change the soil, you make sure you water it, you make sure you give it the sunlight, and you're gonna receive. And whatever that plant is, if it's got vegetables on it, if it's got fruit on it, you're gonna eat from that. Right. And that's how, from my understanding, that's how it's looked at in such a relationship. Right. Right. They're putting whatever into one. These two will come back and give. So like the idea is saying like if there is a man who's in a relationship with a woman, who's in a relationship with a woman, and then there is this triangle between them. If that man is giving love to one of the women, then guess what he's getting back? Yeah, he's giving time to one, but then those two will give time to him. And then him and one of the other one will give time to the other. So it's a give and take just on a whole other level. Different give and take. And a different dynamic.
Yeah, so I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? When you ask me. So I'm
But for the diverse piece and the clarity piece, we want to make sure that, people don't think that we're bashing. Yeah, nah, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Who without throw your stone. Who without sin throw that stone. True. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, not no judgment whatsoever. Like you got to do what you feel is best for you. You know what I'm saying? But I know what's best for me, and what's best for me is that I spend my time cultivating and nurturing just one. You know what I'm saying? I don't possess the energy to cultivate and nurture multiple women. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm pretty sure I can gain the energy. I was just about to say you choose not to.
Right? Yes, I choose not to do it, and it doesn't take away from somebody else.
Which is also okay.
Yes, yeah. 100%. So, and it's nothing wrong with that. Like it's different flavors for different people.
The only thing I would say, the only thing I would say is because you said like who is without sin,
cast the first time,
right? But I also don't want to make those people who may be listening or watching think that we're telling them that they're sinning because they did choose that, right? Because we're not in the position. No,
what I'm saying is we all sin. We all do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I don't think
don't judge. That's all I'm saying.
If we talk about who and how somebody loves, none of us in this studio are able to tell those people that. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you choose. Go ahead, dog.
Yeah. Now I got a question. Like,
yeah.
When it comes to these type of relationships, does it come off that it's mostly one-sided? Like the man may say, you know what, I want the 2 women, but then the woman's like, I want 2 men, and most men don't really get down with another man in the picture.
There's actually a show out that is about that. It only had 1 season, and because there's one show that has like a black couple that I've seen. It's called Seeking Sister Wives.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then there's another show. It had one season. It was a white lady who had 2 husbands, and I think it was called Brother's Husband or something like that. And it's just one season of it. So that thing does exist, but you're right. That is something that is usually
if it's a relationship,
right? Shouldn't
all 3 or 4 or 5 parties have what they want, and now we're going from a network now?
Well, that's what it. Like I said, it depends, right? It depends on who it is and what they're looking for, right? So the woman, she was married to one of the guys, obviously before whatever happened, and then the other guy was best friends with the guy that she married,
right?
And then something that they said in the beginning of it was he said something to his best friend like, "Hey, dog, I think I'm in love with your wife." But then his best friend kind of digested that, and then they talked to the woman, and they got a show.
They don't get that. It's not like that now.
So
it's not. What you mean?
So if
you mean 2 men and 1 woman?
No, meaning like some guy come and tell you like, I think I'm in love with your wife.
But
like,
you don't know what kind of relationship they had. Like, you don't know what kind of friendship they had.
Right.
Like, okay, but look, here's the other thing, right? Like, if we take it the other way, how many guys out there can you think of, or you would think would go to their woman and say, I think we need to, or I would like to have another woman be a part of this relationship? That sounds awkward too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many women can you think of top of your head that would probably smack that dude? You see what I'm saying? So just because
you're gonna get all kinds of names if you don't get your friend.
You know,
if she love you, she willing to do it.
That's
right?
not necessarily no. Wait. If she love you, I wouldn't. Who's to say?
You got some people out there that really they love their partner enough to satisfy. Y'all just said it. That whole
no. We didn't say prostate because you
that whole prostate thing. What the hell?
Got to do with love,
man. That ain't love. What you mean, man?
She said she was gonna stick her finger up your booty and make you.
No, that ain't love.
No, I'm saying I can't land the plane, man.
That is love.
Go ahead,
Nah, I was just saying, like, if you really love someone,
all
right, and they come to you and they're like, hey, let's try this,
right?
Yeah, just said it with the whole sex thing. Hey, I'm in a relationship, and she's like, yo,
it's an option.
It can be the exact opposite too.
Right?
Okay.
Like, if you love me, why would you ask me that?
Right.
Because that's what you'll get.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of women, if that's something they never contemplate, and then you bring it to their attention, they're gonna say, if you love me, you know me enough that I wouldn't accept no shit like that.
That is, yes.
But then that would, But
you know what I'm saying? So then
that kind of spar some kind of insecurity now, where it's just like, damn, he asked me to bring another chick in, and
I know of a couple, and they went that route, right? And it was, they just started watching movies,
right?
And they started seeing stuff about those types of relationships,
right?
And then that sparked the interest of both of them. And so then from there, they're looking at different things, they're reading different things, watching different TV shows, and then they were like, "Yo, this isn't so bad. We could tweak it a little bit." And it was more of a triangle mindset.
It's an agreement,
right? And it was more, okay, it's not going to be the guy is saying that he wants another woman or 2 other women, and then now he's the beneficiary for everything. Right. Or the is that right? Yeah.
I don't know.
He's the beneficiary. Right. So he's the beneficiary for everything, right? So he's getting this woman and this woman and this woman. It wasn't like that. It was, oh, no. We're all going to be in this together. And then through conversation and reading and talking and all of this, they went ahead and that's what they were doing. So like, it doesn't necessarily have to look ugly like that. And the only people that really need to understand what's going on is those people that are involved, or the 3,
right,
or the 4, or whatever's in there, right?
It's your agreement. It's that power of agreement, like we agreed upon.
Saying, though, like, shouldn't it be a mutual thing? So what
it is a mutual thing.
What if the woman is like,
I ain't with that shit.
No, I want 2 guys.
You have an option. People forget that you have an option.
Talk about it.
Everybody have an option. You just bring your whatever you want to the table, and the person you give that person the option to say yes or no.
I ain't gonna lie, so that part I couldn't do, bro. I need
guys,
no co-stars.
Exactly. Most guys aren't on that. Like So that's why I'm just like,
I'm not.
but that's what I'm saying. Most guys not on that. So if it's a polyamorous relationship,
some dudes might like it.
Shouldn't it go two ways where it's like, boom, boom?
But you have to remember though, a polyamorous relationship doesn't necessarily mean that it's a guy having two women or a woman having two men.
Gotcha.
Polyamorous lifestyle can be,
multiple.
I'm in a relationship with her, but she knows that I see other women on the side. That woman may have nothing to do. No,
I'm saying for his definition, that's what he would consider open relationship.
No, but an open relationship, you don't even really consider you being monogamous to that person. In a polyamorous, they may say, okay, I'm with her and we know that we are an item.
Right.
We may go out there and play, but we eat at home. You know what I'm saying? Like this type of thing.
You don't really eat at home.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. We have takeout, but sometimes there's home cooking.
Right. But that's what. But you would consider that an open relationship, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't saying you were wrong, but I was saying for his reference, I think he would consider that an open relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're dealing with a generation that's no side chicks, no side dudes type of thing. And
yeah, they do.
Shit.
Hell yeah, they do.
For real?
But I think
the side chicks is winning nowadays. They say.
I think the difference though that would make that an open relationship would be when it's open, you're not necessarily communicating about who you may be with other than that person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But in the polyamorous lifestyle,
wait. If you open, you say you may not communicate to the person.
Meaning that woman is with that guy and she goes out and she's with somebody else over the weekend, but she's not coming back home saying, oh, I met Chuck or whatever, or I was out with Marcus.
I thought they would do that.
Yeah, that's what I thought
in an
too.
open relationship, why you need to say anything? It's open. You see what I mean? But in a polyamorous relationship, you've committed to someone, but you also have your whatever. It may be involved in that relationship who you're with, or it may just be you going out. But out of respect for what y'all have, they would, I guess, come back and tell. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about the lifestyle, except things that you hear or read. But
yeah,
for the most part, I think it's like it's always an option. You know what I'm saying? And you have, whatever person feel the need to bring it to the attention of the other, you choose. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, you don't choose based on if you love me or if you don't love me. That's not what you choose on. You choose based on if that's something that you want to do or something you don't want to do. And it's a yes or no answer. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want, like, love is a complicated thing, and everybody love differently. Everybody receive love differently. Facts. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's literally the agreement on the two people and how you want your marriage to be, how you want your relationship to be. And so I may not agree with it. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's just the shit I don't agree with it. So I don't want to do it.
Right.
And I'm okay and it's okay for me not to do it, and it's okay for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find the right person. And so when you dating somebody and you be like, hey, what's up? I want to have, get another chick in here. And they be like, nah, maybe that's not the one you need to be with. Maybe you need to go out there and find another person that's with it. You know what I'm saying? Or, maybe approach it from a different angle. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to be approaching from angles. All right.
Here we go. Play old words. Go ahead.
But, all right, so look, let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. These dudes over here, man. Wow.
Angle approaching.
Look, I would just say this. Love how you love how you need to be loved, and get it from where and how you need it. Like, nobody here can tell anybody out there or anybody here how to do it, what's right, what's good for you. If it feels good for you and it makes you happy in life, do it.
Right. What's good for the goose, good for the gander, huh?
That's it. I mean, that would be different. That would be like somebody cheating and then be like, well, if you did it, I'm gonna do it. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm too old to try to tell people how to live. Except for when I'm worried about my friends who are out there doing things and they shouldn't be doing them things.
Love, just love. You know what I'm saying? Just love.
You know what I mean? No, you're not going back into Carrefour.
I was ready to go back in that shit, man.
Like, man, I wasn't even gonna say it was you, man.
It was too late. It's too many innuendos in that thing.
Goodness gracious.
Insinuating so much stuff.
Yeah, but he didn't know, man. I know more people than who's on the table. I know more people than
on the
DCP. Yeah, man. Love who and how you love, and do what's best for you.
Do your thing.
Don't let anybody tell you how not to, especially us over here at Diverse Clarity.
Anybody.
Everybody got to be happy. You only live once. As
you
far
gotta
as we
be
know.
happy with the person that's in the mirror that you wake up to see every morning. If you're not happy with it, then change it. It's your choice.
Exactly.
It's your choice.
So, all right, y'all. Well, it's been a good episode. We're gonna go ahead and break out of here. You all have been listening to Diverse Clarity, and it's been one of them conversations, and like it has been for the past few weeks. I am in here with my man Kingsley and my homeboy Mel.
For sure.
I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. We'll catch you next episode.
Peace.